all around the world.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Yesterday I yelled at you for talking over Anne Katrine, and I apologize. Do you accept my
Maybe
apology?
I'll just talk over you instead.
It's Mike Matthews. That's Hayley, Thesemi.
Good job.
Ah!
Hey.
And it's Cafe Anyway, where we are. And it's Mike's Daily Podcast and whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
We're somewhere in Podcastro Valley, Mont, where it's slightly damp outside, moist.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I had a dream. I have these weird dreams, it seems now, all the time, that have to do with women, the women kind. And this one that I talked to was a cousin of my ex-wife, and her body was a buzzin', and she said to me hi, and then we made out.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
I made out with a woman in my dream. Wow. I didn't see her on OkCupid. So
Mike's
OkCupid women.
Daily
OkCupid.
Podcast.
Okay, stupid.
Yeah.
They scare me. I've never used the Tinder.
Neither have I.
I haven't used the Grindr.
Interesting to note, neither have I.
I bet there's a lot of users of Grindr in our Bay areas.
Oh, are you kidding me? It's hot stuff.
I saw a rainbow in the sky.
Me too, 2 days ago.
Yeah, wasn't that nice?
It was very nice. I took pictures.
I did too. But that won't be the podcast picture today. I'll tell you what the podcast picture is already. Here comes Ariel on a freight train.
And here's today's podcast picture.
Or maybe it was a plane. The aquatic park in San Francisco. But what's weird about this picture is I took it almost 10 years ago when I first got my first digital camera.
Wow. Should we go back in time to that day?
Okay. Here, I'll put a harp sound effect.
Swish. Swish.
Oh my gosh, Hayley, you're so tiny and young.
Swish. Swish.
You were only like 11, and you were, were you still at this age, were you like wanting to get into radio? My question. Oh, look, I just walked in. Hey, person that just walked in, you walked into 2007. How does it feel? Oh my God, I don't know. I'm like scared and everything. Did the Notebook come out this year? I don't know, Shelley.
I'm not sure.
I'm Shelley Shoehart. Very good. Shelley Shoehart, the gift shop supervisor. Oh my God. Can we go back to the present?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Okay, we're going back.
Where 11-year-old me drowns.
Because we were at the aquatic park in San Francisco. People swim in that water and it's freezing because it's coming from the bay.
Yeah.
Not to mention turbulent. I guess they have that little cove thing so that the water isn't as turbulent, but you see people swim all the time. Then, Shelley, what else did you want to say? There was like something really big that happened in the news, music news, Mike Matthews. Did you hear about that? Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, look who else just walked in. Oh, Mike, it's Floyd the Floorman. And this is John Deere, the engineer. I want Hillary to win. I want Bernie to win. Feel the burn. And then we fight over politics in the bedroom. Okay, guys, that's great.
It's probably a good place.
So tell me, Shelley, what's the big news that happened in the music news? I'm not going to tell you, Mike Matthews. I'm withholding information. No, don't hold back information. I hate it when information's held back from me.
I walked into work today because we record this at our work, and then we're virtually Skyping into Cafe Anyway. I can't. This mic is not working. I tried to turn it off when I yanked it down and made the sound. But
go on, sorry.
I walked into work and I went into Mike's studio and I said, "Hey, Mike, something big happened. Musical news today. Well, actually, yesterday. But I wanted to talk about today. But I'm not going to tell you because I'm going to tell you in the podcast, and it's going to build suspense. And then you're going to hear me say it, and you're probably going to be like, "Oh, I heard about that."
I don't think I did, because the only thing I know is George Martin died.
This is better news.
Which we talked about on the last show.
This is even better news.
Someone more big died? I don't know.
No, I wish he died.
Oh, does this have to do with Dr. Luke?
Yes, it does.
What did you hear? What was it?
There are intense discussions right now that Sony's going to drop him.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I did hear something from his lawyers, saying his lawyers, who are probably the scum of the earth, they said, no, Sony can't drop him, and there's been no talk about that at all. That's all made up.
No, this was all over news outlets yesterday.
Well, lawyers do what they do, right? And they lie.
Right, yeah. So I hope that actually they are going to think about dropping them. But there's a lot of different facets to this news story to take into account. You know, Kesha's been fighting to just be released from Dr. Luke's.
Just from Dr. Luke.
Just from Dr. Luke. She doesn't want to work with Dr. Luke anymore. She has said, I will work with Sony. I will continue to work with Sony if I don't work with Dr. Luke.
Right.
And Sony has said, well, you're locked in a contract. You can't not work with Dr. Luke. And so she went to court, and they're like, well, we can't release you from your contract, which is really scummy.
Lawyers.
And what's important to note is that we should not give Sony credit for this, because Sony is not doing the good thing.
Oh, yeah.
The hashtag Free Kesha movement is pressuring Sony into doing this.
Otherwise, Sony wouldn't even care.
Otherwise, Sony would let all these court cases continue and have whatever comes out of it, and hope they're still making money at the end, because that's all they care about.
Okay, go ahead.
And it's not a matter of this is an abusive person who is hurting Kesha, and he needs to go away.
Right.
This is not a matter of any legal action going against Dr. Luke.
Oh, I see.
We're starting to lose money from this now, so we should actually think about doing something about it to save our own asses.
Right. So
yes.
Sony trying to look like they're the good person by getting rid of Dr. Luke, which Dr. Luke's people have denied, but whatever.
Right.
That they still let this go on for way too long.
Yeah, they did.
And there's a petition. Did you hear something like 8,000 people signed a petition, and they're going to the New York office, a Sony office, and they're going to present the petition tomorrow, and there's going to be a big demonstration over Sony's, how they treat their musicians.
There was a Kickstarter account, I think it was a Kickstarter account too, funding $2 million to buy out Kesha's contract and give it to Kesha.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And Taylor Swift gave her $250,000. Mm-hmm. Just gave it to her
because Taylor Swift is under Sony. So Taylor Swift cannot publicly speak out against Sony if she wants to keep her contract, but she can donate $250,000 for no apparent reason.
Wow.
You can tell which artists are with Sony and which artists are not in Sony, because a bunch that are not with Sony have been speaking out and talking about the hashtag Free Kesha contract.
Yeah.
Free Kesha hashtag. And then the ones under Sony who are trying to be as subtle as possible because they want to keep their contract. It's their lifeblood.
Yeah. Sure, they make so much money, and at this point they've probably bought big mansions and cars and things, and
well, it's unfortunately not secure, even with making all that money.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you can drop down pretty quickly.
That's why the music business, I hate to see, that's old school model, that whole Sony thing. To me, I thought we got rid of all that with the internet and people selling stuff on Bandcamp and everything, like the indie artists and all that. I love that.
Kesha's post that era. Kesha's been around since the mid-2000s.
Sony, though, is just this huge megalopolis.
But you are right. People are definitely starting to realize that they can do a lot better on their own.
Yeah.
Or or like they don't need a big label. The band Carmen just recently dropped their label and went independent because they had their first album, which had 2 hit singles, well, sort of hit singles, and was really, really good. And then they did their second album, which was a kind of a change in style for them. And I honestly think it was definitely the record label that was kind of pushing them, since if you go back and listen to their early stuff, they haven't particularly changed their style, and they had a really, really good style because the female was a rapper, and she did a lot of really good rapping, really fast, impressive stuff, and there was very little of that in the second album. And it just didn't go anywhere. I think the most they got was a bunch of licensing, because one of their songs was used for, like, when I was working at Target, it was used for demo songs on phones and speakers, you know?
Oh, yeah.
That's the only time I heard that song, though. So.
It wasn't Carmen also a Christian artist?
There might be a Christian artist called Carmen, but I'm talking about Karmin.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Which is the duo.
The duo.
Yeah.
I think I got something from them that I downloaded for free from iTunes years ago when iTunes was still doing that.
Possibly, yeah.
Okay, it's not Carmen Electra either.
It's not Carmen Electra.
Hey, earplugs. Did you guys sell those at Target?
Yeah, I think. People occasionally would ask, and I'd go, I don't know.
I want a good place where I can buy earplugs in bulk.
You can probably go to, like, Lowe's.
Lowe's? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to write that down. Because I have a roommate that's loud.
Well, yeah, because Lowe's has a bunch of stuff for protecting your ears because they deal with loud things.
Right.
So I'm pretty sure you can get just a bag of earplugs.
That's a freaking awesome idea. So I feel like Dr. Luke is a jerk.
Mm-hmm. He's more than a jerk. Let's put this out here. If Kesha is to be believed, which why wouldn't we?
Right.
I mean,
let's drop all this alleged crap. This actually happened.
Legally speaking, like, you know, innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
Realistically speaking,
yeah,
it's pretty obvious Kesha's not lying.
Yeah.
Considering all the trouble that she's going through. So if it's to be believed, Dr. Luke is not just a jerk. Dr. Luke is an abuser, emotionally, physically, and sexually.
A sexual predator.
Yes.
Jeez. That sickens me. I know the music business has had a lot of crazy stuff. All you gotta do is watch Tina Turner's What Love's Got to Do With It.
What's love but a second-hand emotion?
As we go outside a cafe anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast. So we're podcast
needs a
for
heart when a heart can be broken?
I'm gonna play that weird harmonica. Because there's that weird, like, synthesizer harmonica.
What's love got to do with it? What's love but a second-hand emotion?
Didn't she was in Mad Max 3? And then and they had the song, "We don't need another hero." We don't need to know the way home.
I never seen any of the Mad Max movies.
So my roommate, who's 20, we were talking about Mad Max because he saw the last one that was supposed to be really good. And he said, and I said, did you know Tina Turner was in the third one? And he's like, who?
Oh my God.
And I go, we don't need another hero. What? Huh? Mike Matthews, who's Tina Turner? See, just like that. Anyway, but we all know who she was because she had other hits back in the 70s.
Left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day.
Oh my God, I'm doing the Ike.
Yeah. But I never saw the good side of the...
Dude.
And then she's like, we started off smooth, soft.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna go hard, rough. And then, left a good job in the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see? It's probably on YouTube somewhere. So this was in the dark days when David Bowie and Tina Turner sold out, and they did a commercial for Pepsi. and they did it to Modern Love. This was like the big news. Oh my God, David Bowie and Tina Turner are doing a soda commercial. And so he's singing, you know, he's singing the modern. I can't think of how Modern Love goes.
No.
The Modern Love walks beside me. So, I catch the paper, boy, when things don't really change. I'm standing in the wind, but I never wave bye-bye. But I try. And then Tina Turner comes out and goes, Pepsi! Never gonna fall for Modern Love. And then they just threw Pepsi in the most awkward spot, you know, to just promote that.
What an amazing time period.
But they did actually collaborate on a song. It wasn't a hit, but the two on something that wasn't a horrible commercial
Right.
thing. Dr. Luke Fest. Dr. Luke did Katy Perry. I think he did Wrecking Ball from Miley Cyrus.
Dr. Luke did some, what's her name? Kelly Clarkson, I believe.
Oh, yeah. That's what Kelly was saying, that she got
also
blackmailed by him.
Yeah, she also got blackmailed by him. That's another. So he's abusive. He's a blackmailer. He's a rapist. What isn't this guy?
Yeah.
A good person? That's correct.
Oh, Adele said, didn't say something, but she's speaking out against him. And Adele's bigger than the sun right now. She's huge popularity, as Taylor Swift. All right. I also have J.K. Rowling. Big news.
Yeah. And you had mentioned something about this because you just pulled it up on the big news, and then I had filled you in with the rest of the story. So go ahead and preface it, and I'll jump in.
J.K. Rowling.
Rolling
on the river. Rowling on the... her History of Magic in North America.
Which is a add-on to the Harry Potter series.
It has inflamed
What?
members of the Native American community.
Oh.
She's transported her world of magical wizarding across the Atlantic, and Native Americans are mad. Why?
The wizard world in Harry Potter takes place in the European landscape.
Yeah.
Obviously, and there's many mythical creatures that are in the world. From a few different mythologies, mainly Greek and Norse. Because there's griffins, there's dragons,
Trolls.
there's trolls,
Goblins.
there's
Ghosts.
all that kind of stuff.
Ogres.
And she takes them and she incorporates them into her world, and she writes all little backstories and where they came from and things like that.
She does a good job of that, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Did you ever hear the one called the Snot Gurgler?
I'm gonna stop you right there and continue on with that story.
No, that was in the Gnome book.
I'm sure.
The Gnome book is great. I'm gonna steal one and bring it to you. Okay, go ahead.
So she wrote this book that was like, oh, so North America exists too, I guess. And she incorporated a fair amount of, other monsters and mythical creatures that are in North America.
Oh.
And North America has, obviously, Native Americans. They were there before anyone else. And Native Americans have a mythical creature, a spiritual creature, called the Skinwalkers.
Skinwalkers.
Have you heard of them?
Are they people that walk with skins on them, like coyote skins and whatnot?
No, I think they're human skins. That they wear, but they're not human shaped.
Oh.
So she writes in these skinwalkers into her lore. The thing about the skinwalkers, that is black magic as far as Native American history goes. You don't talk about them. You don't deal with them.
Right.
It is sacred. It is forbidden to even associate yourself with something to do with the skinwalkers.
Ooh.
Because it is the darkest, evilest magic.
Oh.
They are terrible, horrible creatures. And she takes them into her wizarding world and says, oh, I'm going to explain them because everything has to relate to the wizard world. And she actually, in what she wrote, basically discounted them and said that they weren't real, that they were a smoke and mirrors act to discredit the wizard world for whatever reason in the North America place. So she's taking this extremely sacred dark magic, and she's transferring it to a Western and European world where it doesn't belong, and she's removing anything magical or sacred about it. And
then sort of insulting it by discounting it in the book.
Yeah. And so it's extremely offensive to the Native American community, who it's not a matter of, oh, these are fun stories to tell our kids, or, you know, this is part of our rich history. But I think a lot of people don't realize that's their religion. You know? Yeah. The spirit animals, and the dark magic is included in that is they include that within their religion and what they believe. Right. And it is beyond sacrilegious to talk about things in that nature.
So that's sort of her MO, though, right? She, like you were saying, she's made billions and billions of dollars by taking mythology and then creating her own world. She doesn't really create she creates characters, but she's using archetypes of throughout, like, has she ever come up with her own character?
I don't think so.
Like a half... You know, I'm going to come up with a character right now. Hi, I'm Floyd the Floorman. I'm part Floorman. See?
It's different because most of the mythical creatures she uses are not associated with current religions. You know, it's not a thing.
What do you think she's going to do now? Is she going to go and, like, rewrite it? Or, because she's offended such a huge community and stuff, or people are just going to go, whatever?
She listens to her target audience, and she panders to people who buy her books. She doesn't pay attention to anyone else.
And little kids are her audience?
Yeah,
and 30-somethings?
She's gotten a lot of credit for, like, people, you know... people that are fans will ask her, like, because there's a big drive to include diversity in books. So people who are fans will ask her, like, so I don't see this character described as whatever in any way, so could it be possible that it could be this? And she's like, oh yeah, sure, definitely Hermione could be black or whatever.
Hermione is black. That's cool.
I mean, that's something that a lot of people have kind of pushed for. And she's been like, oh yeah, definitely, it's totally possible. And there's a couple places in the book where it's like she explicitly says that, oh, everyone's white.
Certainly in the movie.
Certainly in the movie, everyone's white. Yeah. And there's various things like that. You know, Dumbledore's gay, but. I'm pretty sure she decided that after she wrote all the books.
Which one is he?
He's the one with the huge beard, and he's the teacher of the school.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's things like that where she's decided all of these things to make herself more popular with different minority groups after she's written all the books. So she's not going to go back on this because she only panders to people that want to buy her, or that she wants to buy her books. So.
What do you think? Are you a huge J.K. Rowling fan? Am I saying it wrong?
I think you're saying it correctly, and I've only read the first 4 books.
Oh, okay. I haven't read any of them, but I don't read anymore.
I can't read. The only thing I can read is these 3 words here.
Wake up, America!
Which is on my coffee cup.
I wanted to show you something now. Thank you. By the way, if you are listening to us, which is probably what you're doing right now, that's the way you're hearing what I just said.
That's the way, you're hearing what I said.
You can comment go to our Facebook, Twitter, and the email is mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. The website is mikesdailypodcast.com.
So if you have constructive criticism, go ahead and email us.
I'm all burpy today, too. What the hell?
If you have nasty criticism, go tell your mother. Go cry about it.
Well done, Hayley. Well done. That was a wonderfully crafted little aside. I enjoyed that. So, yes, we'd love to hear from you, and that's great. I wanted to now read to you, yesterday after I left you, Hayley, I found that I had a coupon in my bag of several papers, and it was a free Chipotle. And it wasn't even from Bing, from the Bing Rewards. It was a free burrito, right?
What?
So I order it online because in person, I can't demand all my totally over the top, not sloth. What's the other deadly sin?
Gluttony.
This gluttonous mic that comes out. And I had all these things I wanted on my burrito. So I ordered it online. And then, they attached this to the bag of the burrito. Okay, because it's free, right? At first I was just going to get maybe I'll just get some chicken and I'll get maybe a little lettuce. And I'm like, wait a minute, it's free. So here's what I got on it. I got extra lettuce. Brown rice, fajitas, pinto beans, barbacoa, extra barbacoa, mild tomato salsa, medium corn salsa, medium green salsa. Wow, Mike, you didn't want the extra hot salsa?
That's the best salsa. It tastes so good.
In retrospect, I think you're right. It was a little bland after all this crap. Sour cream, cheese, lettuce. Yeah, there was lettuce and extra lettuce. And then, by the way, we were talking the other day about how guacamole at restaurants is pretty bad.
Yeah.
Chipotle's got it down, man.
Oh, yeah.
It was chunky. It was came right out of that.
Took me a while to get used to the fact they put onions in it, or big chunks of the onions.
Yeah.
But they don't do that as much anymore.
No,
and it's delicious. And then you get it with their chips that had the salsa with a little bit of lime.
Yeah.
Or the salt with a little bit of lime on them. Oh, delicious.
So that was my wonderful Chipotle experience.
That's great.
And I saved the receipt.
Oh, that's great, mate.
I thank you. I ate a huge burrito. But how do you roll your R in a Scottish brogue without sounding Spanish? Burrito. That's about... Oh.
I've got a hankering for Chipotle now.
Me too. I want to go there and eat a huge burrito. Well, I also watched Guy Fieri yesterday.
Whoa.
Again.
It's fine. You watch Guy Fieri, I go on YouTube and I watch speedruns of games.
Oh yeah, so you put it at highest speed?
No.
Is that what it means?
No. It means they take a game that it took me 7 months to beat, and they beat it in a little over 3 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. It's usually they exploit different glitches and things of that nature. To, basically, just break the game. It's really fun to watch.
Both of us transport ourselves by the things that we do. You play the games that take you to another world. I watch Guy Fieri, who takes me to a restaurant in another city.
I saw a post on thetumblr.com regarding Guy Fieri, and I will try to find it for you.
By the way, I just want to mention
I believe you will enjoy it.
Guy Fieri, I noticed on his show, he definitely always goes to San Francisco, Portland, and somewhere in Arizona. New Mexico. He likes to go to Albuquerque a lot, or Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Nice.
There was a girl who took a turkey and made the most amazing torta sandwich, totally Mexican flavored turkey sandwich.
Ooh.
Oh. And
also, if you say torta sandwich, that means you're saying sandwich.
I am.
I'd eat a sandwich.
Me too. Pizza. Now that's different. Oh, this one guy, he took he takes butter, he mixes it with like garlic and stuff.
Yeah, like
and then
you do.
And then he freezes it. And then he's got it like and then he cuts it like silver dollars.
Okay.
And then he takes a chunk, one of those butter chunks, and takes a burger meat, puts it all around it, and then cooks it on the grill.
Good.
Cooks it in butter. It is a total butter burger, and it's in San Diego somewhere. They do this.
That's a bit much. Cooking it in butter with the butter inside.
But it
sounds moist.
When you said moist, it made me laugh. Yeah. Oh, and they put cheese on top.
Oh, of course.
Oh, but they put another thing of butter, another silver dollar of butter.
Another butter?
On top of the burger butter burger, and then they put a cheese on top of that. So that cannot possibly even be good for you. But it sounds like something that, didn't Carl's Jr. or somebody do like a butter sourdough burger or something like that?
I don't know. Like, just the butter in the middle sounds like it would be good. If you had all that other butter, it's starting to sound gross.
Now we're, like, super rich.
Yeah.
So that's what I enjoy with Guy Fieri.
So this is I guess you could call it a Guy Fieri parody.
A Guy Fieri.
Yes. This person, by the username WyattSalazar.tumblr.com, if you want to go check him out. I don't know who he is. Or she is, or they are. They write...
I think we covered all of our pronouns.
Hey guys, I'm Guy Fieri, and I'm on the hunt for America's greatest diners, drive-ins, and dives. But today, we're kicking things off a little different, because to reach this next diner, we're gonna have to build up speed for 12 hours. While we wait, let me explain parallel universes.
Well, that took that in a completely sci-fi direction. I want Guy Fieri to tell me about parallel universes.
Can you imagine just driving on a huge road in like Nevada or Colorado or something for like 12 hours in his red Mustang car?
Yeah, it just driving.
Was that a good Guy Fieri impersonation? By the way?
That was really good.
Okay,
it sounded just like him.
I don't think I've ever heard Guy Fieri speak.
And well done, Wyatt, with your interesting imagination taking us into a sci-fi guy. Well, Hayley, I think we've covered everything on my list. Earplugs, Dr. Luke, J.K. Rowling, Wyatt, taboo Indian beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
Last show was called Birds. I think this show we should maybe call it mythical or mythic or mystic myths.
We should call it Dr. Luke.
Yes, that'd be a wonderful name for this show.
Sorry, let me reword that. We should name it #@ !ampersand Dr. Luke.
That would be the exact same thing. Next show, it's going to be Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle player, the Brewmaster, and possibly Kevin. Addendum with Kevin.
I will not be here.
Hayley will be gone.
I will be gone for a whole week.
You won't be on any of the next shows?
No.
You're not in at all next week?
I'm in the afternoons.
You are?
Kevin is gone.
Kevin is gone next week.
Mm-hmm.
That means no podcast, basically. We'll be off for a whole week.
Oh.
Well, there'll be one more, or maybe two more podcasts before that.
Did I not tell you? I swear I told you about this.
No, all I knew was that you were taking some time off.
Sheesh, I was hoping someone would tell you about this.
Nobody tells me anything.
I know the feeling.
So I'm doing Rob's show. If you want to hear my wonderful audio expertise,
listen to Rob Black and Your Money.
Rob will be doing
weekdays at 7 a.m. on AM 1100. 1220 KDOW.
He'll be doing all the brain talking work, and I'll be doing all the making sure it works technically work.
And check out his podcast or something.
Yeah. Oh, great. That's going to be a busy week next week. All right. So you're in, but I'll still be seeing you, but different times. Gotcha. Super duper. I feel as if we've reached the end of the show.
Depends. Are we going to end the show here?
I already mentioned what the podcast picture was.
Wow.
And
you mentioned what's coming up next.
Oh, I did want to mention that I am hosting it's called a warm-up party for a show called Wood Songs Live that we're going to be carrying on that Country Crossroads Radio thing that I do at countrycrossroadsradio.com. Ooh. Which is also heard on an AM station close to Atlanta called AM 1680 Country Crossroads. So that's about it. I'm going to be playing Jewel and Allison Krauss.
Hey, and follow Mike Matthews on Facebook, by the way, because he posts all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like about Country Crossroads and stuff. So if you like him, if you think he's a swell individual, you'll get updates on pretty much everything he does.
Just the thing is, when you look for me, though, on Facebook, the best thing to do is go to facebook.com/Mike Talks. Because if you look up Mike Matthews, you get Muscle Man. I'm not him.
Muscle Man, Mike Matthews.
Who eats a lot of butter burgers.
I guess so.
Yum. All right, Hayley.
All right, Mike.
Till the next time. But we shall be meeting again. We'll meet again. Don't know where. Don't know when. But I know we'll meet again some sunny day.
They used that in Castle.
Did they?
Yeah, there was an overarching storyline where the criminal mastermind person kept getting away, and they'd walk into the room where they finally narrowed it down, and something would happen, and the song would start playing, and they'd start freaking out. We'll meet again.
Oh, weird. I never watched Castle.
Yeah.
Dr. Strangelove, of course. It's what ends the movie as the whole world is ending. As all the bombs go off. Spoilers!
I forgot!
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie in so long. I should see it again. It was so good.
Yeah, Peter Sellers, it was like one of the best things he ever did. Mm-hmm. Well, I liked his Pink Panther stuff.
Me too. I love Pink Panther.
But
I love the cartoons. I love the movie.
Dun dun. The movies where he was the detective and he lived with Kato.
I think I've only seen the first.
He would try and kick his butt when he got home. My favorite scene from a Pink Panther movie, or it's the one I always remember, is he walks into a hotel and there's a dog sitting there and he sees the hotel concierge and Peter Sellers says to the concierge, "Does your dog bite?" And the concierge goes, "No." And he goes, "Oh." So he goes to pet the dog and the dog totally bites his hand. Ah! And he goes, "I thought you said that your dog does not bite." And the concierge goes, "That is not my dog."
I always remember the scene where there's the guy in the monkey mask, and then Peter Sellers, and I think it's Peter Sellers. It's the first Pink Panther movie.
And there's a monkey mask?
Yeah, there's a guy in the monkey mask, and he's the one trying to steal the Pink Panther, which is a diamond, by the way.
Oh,
spoilers. Yeah. Not a big spoiler. And like, there's the vault, and the vault is open on like both sides, and they're like going around and like ducking and looking away, and it's the classic scene of like they can't find each other because they're both looking for each other.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Don't watch the Steve Martin ones.
I haven't seen, and I don't plan on.
Oh, it's so sad and pathetic.
Ever since I saw the trailers, I was like, nah, I'm not gonna watch that.
No. Steve Martin is great, a talented man, but do not watch those. That was just him trying to make a buck.
Yeah.
He must have been, like, had a lot of money, debts to pay off.
Yeah.
Much like Kesha.
Did you see how long this podcast is?